I'm Jacqueline, and this is my husband, Brett, and we are Brady Singer's parents, and this is our debut story.
Basically, he gave us a phone call, and I believe I was at work at the time, and the cool thing about it was he said, "We made it," and I said, "We made it. We didn't make it, you made it." And he says, "No, Dad, I couldn't have done it without you and Mom." And I said, "Well, you know, son, you worked hard, and this is for you." So it was a blessing, and it always has been a blessing that, you know, we've done it together, as he put it. But he's been the one that really earned this.
And that's how grateful he always is. He's such a grateful person. I mean, he gives credit to everybody that has helped him along the way. So.
I tried to make it as simple as any game day, which was talking about pitching, talking about you know, what you may face, what you may see. And his girlfriend Tori was with us, which was great. And we were at the hotel. We really didn't get to see him ahead of time. And, you know, that's okay, because hopefully this year coming up, it'll be a little bit different. But it was fun. We watched on TV, of course, and just enjoyed it. It might have been a little bit less stressful for him because there wasn't the crowds and all that, but he does thrive in that environment. Mm-hmm. But it was it's a big league debut, so that's something that's hard to deal with sometimes. But we thought he did great. We were extremely proud of him.
All right, let's take a look at tonight's Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher. It'll be Brady Singer, who is making his major league debut. 23 years old, selected in the first round, 18th pick overall out of the University of Florida.
We cried.
Yeah, we cried.
Pride, extreme pride. I mean, he made it. That's something that he's wanted since he was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And something he's talked about and something he's worked about and worked for. And, you know, very few people in our circle know what that really means, how hard he worked and how disciplined he was to show up the field 2 hours ahead of game time. And, you know, the sacrifices and things that we've made as a family, because it has been a family. You know, all of our trips each year were geared around baseball. And so when you get that, you know, when you see him finally on the field, yeah, you got the phone call, you know he made it, you know he's gonna start that game, but when you really see him come out in the field and take that mound, it takes your breath away, because unless you're a parent, I mean, all parents can relate, when your children reach their optimum goal, it's what they've always talked about and what they've worked towards. It's just that emotion of, gosh, you know, he did it.
Yeah.
He is incredibly disciplined. He always has been, from 8 years old on up through travel ball, you know, leaving us notes of what to have in the car when we pick him up at school. And, you know, he's always been a student of the game, and he studies it, and he's prepared, and he's mentally focused to the T. I mean, he studies, and he has the capability to just remain calm and focus on the task at hand, and he can just cross out, you know, anything else that's out there. He can just stay focused. And
you know, as far as routines go, it's funny because he always tells us when he's heading out.
Yeah.
And
he
there's always
sends
a text when he's heading out. And there's always something certain that she says back. And there's always something certain that I text back. And, you know, I have to have the exact amount of exclamation points.
We do. He says shove, I say dominate. He says heading out, love y'all. He's done it for years, all through Florida, now through Kansas City. He says shove, I say dominate, and then I say pinky tug. Pinky tug is something him and I have done since he was a little boy, where we wrap pinkies and shake, and he'll say pinky tug back. And then
don't let that get in the locker room.
That's just something that we've always done, and that's part of his routine. He never misses, and we know to be on cue about an hour and a half before he's heading out, we're going to get that text. So whatever we're doing, wherever we're at, whether we're at a hotel there at the game, or, you know, here at home waiting for the game to come on TV, we know it's coming. So, but he still puts his socks on the same foot.
Left, right.
Left, right. So he has superstitions. I mean, he's still such a simple kid, and that's what I love about him.
I am really looking forward to Kauffman and fans.
Oh yeah.
That environment and that city is so awesome. Everybody we've met within the organization and people in the city are so family orientated and supportive, and I can't wait to share him with them.
They're behind him 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be really satisfying to finally get to go there and watch that.
That's what he wants, is the fans. He really does. It drives him to a whole different, he thrives in that environment. He really does. He likes, getting fed by the fans and just, it's
giving
really,
back.
Yeah.
We've always wanted him to be able to be an example and to let people know. I mean, let me tell you, there's thousands of kids trying to do this. And I always wanted him to lead by example and to give them hope that if they do work hard and if they do the right things, that they can achieve it. And I know it's a stretch, but he's given hope. This is a small community we're from, and our actual town we live in is Lisbon, which has a population of 172. And here we got Brady Singer, chunking fastballs for the Kansas City Royals. So it can happen. That's the biggest thing I want him to inspire, and I think he does that. And I think he has a heart for people of need and people that are hurting. So yeah. He's a good kid.
I think that's why the fans respond so much to him. I think that's why he's so looking forward to being in the stadium with his fans. But I can say something as a mom. Something that really struck me when he was young is he found a poem and he asked me to frame it. And it talks about, and he took it with him to Florida. It's set in his house at University of Florida the whole time. And it talks about, will I be that player that kids look up to, that I won't disappoint, that they won't see on the news, in a bad situation. And that really struck me and made me proud that he has morals and values that he wants to live up to, and he has expectations for himself, and he wants to be that positive role model because he had them in his life. And there's moments and examples I can give you of that, but there have been instrumental people, and that's what I know that he strives to be, is someone that kids can look up to. And he really enjoys signing autographs and giving back to the kids, and he knows how much that means to them because he was on that side at one time. That's the kid that makes us more proud. Sure, he's talented beyond, God has given him an enormous amount of talent, and we give God the glory for that. But who you are as a person to us is what means the most. He's been given a platform to be a bigger and better person and make a difference in the world and make a difference in communities and with kids on teams and things like that. But that kind of kid, you've got all types of athletes, but to be as talented as he is and humble, that makes you proud as a parent.
Yeah. There's two Brady Singers. There's that one in the hospital. He's a very loving, heartfelt kid. And then there's that one on the mound that stares you down.
They are two different people, and I sometimes don't like the fierceness that I see, because I think, God, that's not, who is that kid? But that's what they love about him. He wants to win. He has to win.
We got to spend a little time having dinner and just kind of talking about it and living in the moment. Discussed how it wasn't exactly the moment that it could have been or should have been, but it was okay, because we know we're going to get to live that in the future, and hopefully everybody in Kansas City gets to do it with us. But it was just kind of let's just sit here and enjoy this moment, and that's what we did.
I think he was pretty proud of his debut, of his performance,
yeah.
And he was excited and was happy where he was.
Yeah, the organization in the club. From the ownership to Dayton to JJ, Lonnie, and then of course Mike Matheny and Cal and all that. I mean, these guys are top notch, and they make the environment so family feeling. I know it's a business, but they really, really take each other under their wings. Witt and Hunter and all, those guys they took Brady under their wing, and they had his back. Salvi. I mean, I'll just keep going.
He didn't feel like the new kid on the block. He felt like he belonged, and that is credit to them, because he was the new kid on the block and should have felt that way. But credit to them for making him feel and for making his debut one to remember, because 2020 is not going to be something anybody looks back, but that happens to be the most important for his, the story of him. But they really played a big part in making it special for him. So we're very grateful for that.
Yeah.